The Kahler family case stands as a tragic testament to the complexities of human relationships and the devastating consequences of unchecked emotions. At its core, this case revolves around the unraveling of a seemingly idyllic family unit, plagued by hidden turmoil and ultimately culminating in unspeakable tragedy. Amidst the backdrop of suburban normalcy, James Craig Keller and Karen Keller, along with their 3 children, projected an image of domestic bliss in the quaint town of Weatherford, Texas. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of the Kahler family case, we are compelled to confront uncomfortable truths about the fragility of human relationships and the devastating consequences of unchecked emotions. In 1995, Kansas enacted a pivotal law that fundamentally altered the landscape of criminal justice within the state. This legislation addressed a pervasive issue that had long plagued courtroom proceedings: the tendency for offenders to invoke mental disorders as a means of absolving themselves of responsibility for their actions. Under this law, offenders who committed premeditated crimes were explicitly barred from utilizing a defense centered around a claimed inability to distinguish right from wrong due to a mental disorder. The passage of this law represented a significant departure from previous legal frameworks, which had often provided avenues for leniency or mitigation based on assertions of mental illness. By explicitly delineating the parameters within which such defenses could be employed, Kansas aimed to ensure a more equitable and just adjudication process, one rooted in a clearer understanding of culpability and accountability. Thus, against the backdrop of the Kahler family case, the implications of this legislative intervention loom large. As we navigate the complexities of Craig Keller's actions and their aftermath, it becomes imperative to consider the legal context within which his defense strategy operates. How does the prohibition on utilizing mental disorders as a defense shape the trajectory of the trial? And to what extent does it influence perceptions of culpability and the pursuit of justice in the wake of unimaginable tragedy? These are questions that underscore the profound significance of the legal landscape in shaping the contours of the Kahler family case. At first glance, the Kahler family appeared to embody the epitome of suburban tranquility, a portrait of familial bliss nestled within the quaint confines of Weatherford, Texas. Central to this tableau were James Craig Keller, his wife Karen Keller, and their 3 children, a snapshot of domestic harmony that belied the tumultuous undercurrents brewing beneath the surface. James Craig Keller, born in 1963 in Weatherford, Texas, and his future wife Karen, née White, born in the same city in 1965, were seemingly destined for each other. Their paths first crossed in the early 1980s as students at a Texas university, where Craig distinguished himself as a top engineering student and Karen embarked on her academic journey in the humanities department. Their initial connection blossomed into a romance that culminated in a modest wedding ceremony in the late 1980s, a union witnessed by close friends and family members. In the ensuing years, the Kahler family welcomed the arrival of their 3 children, each a testament to their shared dreams and aspirations. Emily, the eldest, was born in 1991, followed by Lauren in 1993, and finally Sean, their youngest, graced their lives in 1999. Together, they inhabited a cozy abode in Weatherford, enjoying a semblance of financial stability and communal prosperity. From the outside looking in, the Kahler family epitomized the archetypal American dream, a nuclear unit enshrined within the comforts of suburban affluence. Craig, with his burgeoning career in engineering, assumed the role of primary breadwinner, while Karen devoted herself to the responsibilities of homemaking and child-rearing. Their children, Emily and Lauren, thrived in the nurturing embrace of their familial environment, excelling in both academic and extracurricular pursuits. Emily displayed a penchant for academia, her sights set on a future in pharmacy, while Lauren harbored dreams of a musical career, her talents finding expression in local competitions and performances. Meanwhile, Sean, the youngest scion of the Kahler family, embodied the quintessential portrait of childhood innocence, a precocious, inquisitive soul with an insatiable curiosity for the world around him. Yet, behind the veneer of familial harmony lurked a shadowy reality, one characterized by simmering tensions and concealed grievances. Nestled within the picturesque confines of Weatherford, Texas, the Kahler family exuded an aura of suburban tranquility, a portrait of domestic bliss that captured the imaginations of all who beheld it. Against the backdrop of manicured lawns and picket-fenced abodes, James Craig Keller and his wife Karen Keller, along with their 3 children, epitomized the archetypal American dream. At the helm of this familial tableau stood Craig Keller, a paragon of success in his chosen field of engineering. His ascent within the professional realm was nothing short of meteoric, with accolades and commendations adorning his illustrious career trajectory. A veritable pillar of the community, Craig's affable demeanor and sterling reputation rendered him a revered figure within the environs of Weatherford. Meanwhile, Karen Keller, his devoted wife, assumed the mantle of familial stewardship with grace and aplomb. Amidst the bustle of domesticity, she orchestrated the symphony of daily life with poise and finesse, her nurturing presence serving as the cornerstone of familial harmony. Together, Craig and Karen fostered an environment of unparalleled warmth and affection, a haven of love and camaraderie that served as a beacon of hope amidst the tumult of the outside world. Their home in Weatherford became a sanctuary of solace and serenity, a testament to the enduring power of familial bonds. Beneath the veneer of idyllic perfection, however, lurked a labyrinthine maze of hidden complexities, a realm characterized by unspoken grievances and simmering tensions. For Karen Keller, the facade of marital bliss belied a silent struggle against the suffocating grasp of Craig's control and manipulation. Day by day, Karen found herself ensnared within the intricate web of Craig's machinations, her desires and ambitions eclipsed by his insatiable appetite for control. From dictating her daily schedule to scrutinizing her every expenditure, Craig's grip on Karen's life grew ever tighter, suffusing their once harmonious union with an undercurrent of discord and discontent. In the hushed corridors of domesticity, Karen Keller found herself ensnared within the suffocating grip of her husband's control, a reality that she could no longer endure in silence. As the weight of Craig's domineering presence bore down upon her weary shoulders, Karen reached a pivotal juncture in her journey, a moment of reckoning that would set the stage for her courageous pursuit of independence and self-discovery. Amidst the veil of secrecy that shrouded the Kahler household, Karen found solace in the comforting embrace of familial kinship, a bond forged in the crucible of shared experiences and unspoken understanding. It was within this sacred sanctuary that Karen confided in her sister, unburdening her heart of the weighty grievances that had long festered beneath the surface. In tear-stained whispers and trembling sighs, Karen recounted the harrowing trials of her existence, a life punctuated by the relentless dictates of Craig's control and manipulation. With trembling hands and quivering voice, she peeled back the layers of her anguish, laying bare the raw wounds that had long festered within the recesses of her soul. Karen's confession inspired Linda to support her struggling sister and comfort her. They pledged together to face persecution and reclaim Karen's damaged soul. Karen bravely pursued self-reclamation, driven by her sister's unflinching support and a burning yearning for independence, a journey that would change her life. She broke free from subjugation with each timid stride, her spirit aflame. Karen sought safety in a local fitness club, a sanctuary of strength and resilience where she could grow her independence. She turned her frustrations into empowerment with each hard workout and defiant step. Karen found a new purpose and hope for a better future as her footsteps echoed through the gymnasium. Confident in her newfound love of exercise, she took the chance to leave her old life and venture into unknown terrain. In a stroke of luck, the fitness club's administration noticed Karen's dedication and tenacity, changing her life. Karen eagerly accepted the offer to teach fitness, her heart racing at the prospect of a brighter future. Thus, despite suffering and uncertainty, Karen Kahler began a transforming path of self-discovery, fueled by tenacity, fortitude, and a fierce determination to recover her rightful position in the sun. Karen represents the tenacious spirit of the human soul, hope in the darkness, and resilience in the face of tremendous challenges as her footprints fade into history. Karen Kahler found comfort in an unexpected friendship that grew from her broken ambitions and aspirations. Sunny Rice, a ray of light in the darkness, changed Karen's fate. In the maze of her newfound independence, Karen was drawn to Sunny, a mysterious kindred spirit whose unfailing support and compassionate understanding provided relief from her troubled life. In quiet times of introspection and shared confidences, Karen and Sunny formed a link that transcended friendship, weaving their souls into a tapestry of shared understanding and experiences. Karen found safety in Sunny's reassuring presence amid the fitness club's calm hum, a place to laugh and bond without her worries. They searched for themselves and renewed their spirits with the hope of a better future. The fertile soil of shared experiences and hidden longing nurtured a passion that grew alongside the relationship. Karen and Sunny skated along the edge of possibility, with each stolen gaze and sweet gesture, their hearts linked in a delicate pas de deux of want and expectation. In the quiet moments of intimacy and vulnerability, Karen found herself irresistibly drawn to the magnetic pull of Sunny's presence, a force that transcended the boundaries of logic and reason, igniting a flame of passion that burned with an intensity all its own. As their friendship evolved into something deeper, Karen dared to envision a future illuminated by the radiant glow of love, a future in which she could finally cast aside the shackles of her past and embrace the boundless possibilities that lay ahead. Thus, against the backdrop of uncertainty and upheaval, Karen and Sunny embarked upon a journey of self-discovery and transformation, a journey fueled by the transformative power of love and the indomitable spirit of the human heart. As they navigated the tumultuous waters of romance and desire, they found solace in the knowledge that together, they could weather any storm that threatened to tear them asunder. In the tender embrace of their burgeoning love, Karen and Sunny discovered a sanctuary of serenity amidst the chaos, a sanctuary where the echoes of their laughter mingled with the whispered promises of a future filled with hope and possibility. As they stood on the precipice of a new beginning, their hearts ablaze with the flame of passion, they knew that together they could conquer the world and rewrite the stars. In a twist of fate that defied all expectations, Craig Keller's reaction to Karen's burgeoning relationship with Sunny took an unexpected turn, one that confounded onlookers and defied conventional wisdom. Rather than succumb to the throes of jealousy and rage, Craig surprised those around him with a response that bordered on acceptance, a tacit acknowledgement of Karen's newfound happiness that left many scratching their heads in disbelief. As Karen tentatively broached the subject of her burgeoning romance with Sunny, expecting reproach and condemnation, she was met instead with a surprisingly muted response from Craig. Gone were the echoes of outrage and indignation, replaced instead by a veneer of nonchalance that belied the storm brewing within his troubled soul. In a moment of unexpected clarity, Craig seemed to recognize the futility of clinging to the vestiges of a marriage long since fractured beyond repair. With a resigned sigh and a heavy heart, he acquiesced to Karen's desires, albeit with a caveat: the insistence that he be allowed to partake in their burgeoning romance, transforming what began as a simple love triangle into a complex web of deceit and betrayal. Despite Karen and Sunny's initial acquiescence to Craig's proposal, it soon became apparent that his intentions were anything but noble. What began as a misguided attempt to salvage his fractured marriage devolved into a game of manipulation and control, a bid for dominance that threatened to tear apart the fragile bonds of their newfound romance. As Craig insinuated himself into the fabric of their relationship, his presence became a toxic catalyst for discord and resentment. No longer content to play the role of passive observer, he sought to exert his influence over Karen and Sonny with a heavy hand, transforming their once idyllic romance into a battleground for his own twisted desires. With each passing day, the love triangle descended into a morass of deceit and betrayal, leaving Karen and Sonny grappling with the bitter realization that their shared dreams had been irreparably shattered by Craig's insatiable thirst for power and control. In the aftermath of their failed love triangle, Craig's descent into madness reached new heights as he embarked upon a campaign of surveillance and stalking, aimed at Karen, a relentless pursuit fueled by jealousy and rage that knew no bounds. With each passing day, his obsession with Karen grew more pronounced, manifesting in a series of increasingly desperate and dangerous acts. From clandestine surveillance to brazen displays of intimidation, Craig's behavior bordered on the unhinged, leaving Karen and those around her reeling in fear and uncertainty. As the specter of violence loomed ever larger on the horizon, Karen found herself trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth of her own making, a prisoner of her own desires, unable to escape the clutches of the man who once promised her the world. In the crucible of Craig's escalating control, Karen was forced to confront the harsh realities of her situation, a harrowing ordeal that would test the limits of her resilience and resolve. As she braced herself for the storm that loomed on the horizon, she knew that her only hope lay in the unwavering strength of her own spirit, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. In a moment of desperate resolve, Karen Keller made the courageous decision to sever ties with the oppressive chains of her marriage, a decision that would set into motion a chain of events fraught with tragedy and despair. With each passing day, the weight of Craig's control grew heavier upon her weary shoulders, his presence casting a pall of darkness upon the once bright tapestry of their lives. Yet, despite her best efforts to salvage what remained of their fractured union, Karen found herself confronted with the stark realization that her dreams of reconciliation were but fleeting illusions, a mirage in the desert of her despair. With a heavy heart and tears streaming down her cheeks, she resolved to break free from the suffocating embrace of Craig's tyranny, vowing to reclaim the sovereignty of her battered spirit at any cost. Karen wasn't happy with Craig's response to her decision. He responded to her demands with an anger and outrage that threatened to consume everything in its path. Craig clung to his broken marriage with desperation, pushing them both into chaos and anguish. Karen and Craig's simmering hatred heated up into a violent showdown that left a trail of misery. As the echoes of their stormy quarrel resonated through Dorothy White's house that fateful evening, their simmering animosity burst into a rage and despair. Every moment was filled with fear and desperation, and Karen and Craig's tension threatened to engulf them both in its hot embrace. Craig's wild hatred erupted into a flood of violence that would devastate their shattered family forever. The tragedy's full scope became brutally obvious as the smoke and dust fell. Karen, Emily, and Lauren, innocent victims of Craig's rage, lay motionless in the rubble of their hopes, their once bright futures snuffed away in an instant by fate. After the violent fight, the neighborhood was in shock and dismay, trying to process the needless deaths. As the sorrowful wail of sirens broke the night silence, Dorothy White's house was haunted by the fragility of life and the looming threat of disaster. Amidst the enormous pain and despair, a spark of hope shone through the darkness. After the disaster, the tenacious human heart shone like a guiding star, guiding the way to healing and redemption after unfathomable loss. Though the past may never heal, the memory of those we lost will live on in our hearts forever, proving love's resilience. On a day of tragedy and misery, justice caught James Craig Keller. Craig stared into his own abyss as law enforcement swooped on his remote hideout, a cliff from which he could never escape. As his guilt grew, his carefully constructed facade disintegrated, leaving him susceptible to justice's unrelenting march. In a rare moment of honesty, Craig confessed to the horrible actions that had taken him to the brink of disaster. His voice choked as he described the events that had permanently changed his future. Craig entered the harsh courtroom, where truth and deceit fought for supremacy. With each passing day, his misdeeds loomed big overhead, casting a pall of doubt and fear over proceedings. Craig's defense team tried to plead insanity to avoid justice in a last-ditch effort. Every moment, they tried to build a portrait of a man driven mad by fate, a sad person trapped by forces beyond his control. The prosecution persisted, gathering a wealth of evidence and testimony to challenge the defense. With each stunning revelation, they weakened Craig's defense, revealing his cold, calculating nature beneath his purported lunacy. Justice won, a beacon of hope in the darkness that had enveloped Craig's victims. After careful consideration, the jury found Craig guilty on all counts, condemning their acts and the havoc they caused. Even after the dust cleared and the tragedy faded into history, the Kahler family case reminded us of the fragility of human life and the depths of sorrow even the most ordinary lives may sink. After the events that changed their lives, the survivors had to pick up the pieces of their broken hopes and move onward in the shadow of terrible loss. The path to redemption was elusive for James Craig Keller, who was caught in his own guilt and had lost his pride. Despite his struggle for a case review, his impending execution loomed big on the horizon, a terrible reminder of the repercussions of his acts and the damage they had caused. For Sean, a lone survivor in a sea of loss, the path to recovery wound through his agony. Though the past may never heal, he stayed determined to honor his loved ones and start over after unfathomable tragedy. As we reflect on the harrowing tale of the Kahler family case, we are reminded of the fragility of human existence and despair to which even the most seemingly ordinary of lives can descend. Yet, amidst the darkness, there remains a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light shining forth from despair. Join us on our journey as we delve into the shadows and uncover the untold stories that lie hidden beneath the surface of our society. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest developments and explore the shocking tales that await. With each new episode, we will shine a light into the darkest corners of the human psyche, exploring the depths of human nature and the complexities of the human condition. From tales of triumph to stories of tragedy, we invite you to join us on a journey of discovery as we uncover the hidden truths that lie hidden beneath the surface of our world. Subscribe now and become a part of our growing community of truth seekers and storytellers. Together, we will navigate the murky waters of the human experience and shed light on the darkest corners of our collective consciousness.